This news update is brought to you by...
From rom-coms to dramatic tearjerkers and hit action movies, video on demand from Flow's got what you need, baby. Spend some we time tonight. Oh yeah. Simply press the VOD button on your Flow remote. This is how we do TV. This is how we flow.
Good morning and welcome to the Barbados Today News Update for Monday, January 18, 2016. Thanks for joining us. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. We begin with news of 4 people being transported to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital last night following an accident at Bakers Road, St. Peter. The injured, all men, complained of varying injuries as a result of the collision, which involved a van from the Barbados Water Authority and a truck. Some of them had to be freed with the help of personnel from the Barbados Fire Service and the Jaws of Life. Police were also on the scene as well as 2 ambulances. The accident occurred just after 6 p.m. In other news, the number of workers scheduled to go on the breadline from the Massy group of companies has been reduced significantly. Consultant to the Barbados Workers Union, Sir Roy Trotman, revealed that some 70 workers will now be made redundant as opposed to the 190 workers previously stated. Sir Roy made the disclosure yesterday evening, shortly after a 2-hour-long meeting with over 100 Massy workers at the union's Solidarity headquarters.
So that now we are in fact talking about the layoff of just over 70 persons. And this has been done not purely by skills alone on the part of workers, but it has been done by goodwill on the part of the employer as well, and by the employer being willing to entertain suggestions for some new initiatives which could be taken to affect a different approach to the level of workers on the breadline at a time where the country can ill afford to have more people going off on unemployment and being unable to help their families. This was the biggest concern of the Barbados Workers Union.
The veteran trade unionist also revealed that over 24 workers from Massy supermarkets across the island also volunteered to take separation packages.
The workers have gone the route of accepting that there will be certain levels of volunteers for separation, and we've got 35 persons from the supermarkets across the island that have volunteered to go, and another 18 from what I've just called the home stores. In addition to that, we have been able to make sure that we've taken affirmative action to safeguard the well-being of workers who are differently abled or disabled, depending on the language that people want to use these days to describe those persons. We have also looked at those who are close to retirement, and there are a few of those, but in instances where they have desired to do so, we will be carrying them for the full duration of their period of employment up until pensionable age.
The union and Massy officials are scheduled to meet today. Prime Minister Frandl Stewart hits back at critics over spending to host events in celebration of the island's 50th anniversary of independence. Addressing the issue yesterday morning during the Errol Barrow Memorial Service held at the Abundant Life Assembly, Prime Minister Stewart argued that the island had much to celebrate this year. In dismissing the naysayers, he pointed out that there were also those who opposed the idea of independence.
There were people 50 years ago, the record will show, who said we should not become independent because it's going to cost too much. Because in every society you will find people who know the cost of everything, but who don't know the value of anything. There are still people who will say it costs too much to go to the doctor to monitor their health because they're concerned with the cost of medical care and not with the value of good health. And we find them all over the place. So you should not be surprised that in Barbados today, there are people who have to find something to nibble at, and therefore they're saying that we should not be celebrating 50 years of independence.
The Grantley Adams International Airport will soon get a facelift. Word of this from General Manager David Barrow as the GAIA celebrates 10 years as an independent company. Speaking to staff at the company's awards ceremony at the Lloyd Erskine Sandiford Center over the weekend, Barrow outlined the plans for the works to be undertaken.
We've done pretty well in the last 10 years. But the fact is the industry in which we find ourselves is not a static industry. People and our competitors, both at the national level and at the industry level, which is other airports, are reinventing themselves. We will be starting a lot of infrastructural capital developments and improvements over the next 2 years, 3 years. It may take some time. A lot of that has already started, the planning, the drawings, and the applications and the definitions of the scope of these works.
3 Jamaican men are due to appear in court today following 3 separate drug busts. 45-year-old Rohan Dwayne McLeod, 52-year-old Dwayne Lyons, and 49-year-old Milton Anthony Gordon were arrested by police at the Grantley Adams International Airport after arriving on island. McLeod is charged with possession of 1 kilogram of cannabis, possession with intent to supply, trafficking, and importation after he was held at the airport on January 15. Lyons, who arrived on January 8th, is charged with possession of 0.5 kilograms of cannabis, possession with intent to supply, trafficking, and importation. Gordon was detained on Saturday and was charged with possession of 8.5 pounds of cannabis, possession with intent to supply, trafficking, and importation. All 3 will appear in the magistrate's court. Sports now. Barbados Pride defeated Trinidad and Tobago Red Force by 3 wickets in their final round game in the regional Super 50 at Queen's Park Oval last night. Red Force scored 226 all out of their 50 overs, with Darren Bravo hitting 82, Dennis Ramdin 57, and Kejon Otley 38. Jason Holder took 4 for 35. In reply, Pride hit 227 for 7 in 48 overs. Craig Brathwaite 48, Jonathan Carter 31, Jason Holder scored 25, and Riyad Emrit took 3 for 45.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter, that's the move for me. Stability, prosperity, we're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
We pick up with news from our regional neighbor Trinidad and Tobago, where Franklin Can, the chairman of the People's National Movement, has revealed that local government elections will be held by the end of 2016.
In January 2017, the THA election is due. So, Trinidad and Tobago, you haven't gotten away from elections after 2015. So there will be a local government election, very likely at the end of 2016, which is either probably November or early December. And there will be a Tobago House of Assembly election come January, February of 2017.
And finally, health authorities in Brazil say they have developed new testing kits to rapidly identify dengue, Zika, and chikungunya. And Health Minister Marcelo Castro says priority for testing will be given to pregnant women. Brazil has the largest known outbreak of Zika, which has been linked to a sharp spike in birth defects. Castro also announced that extra funds will be dispersed to speed up finding a vaccine for Zika. He said that the goal was to develop a vaccine in what he calls record time. And that's news and sports, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. Also, subscribe to our e-paper, our email updates, and like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Channel 101 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. There you can get all the latest news and sports. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Good morning.